with another episode of What's for Dinner. Tonight we're just going to have a really quick and easy meal. We're going to make ham and cabbage with noodles. And it's just some egg noodles. I'm going to boil those off and butter them. But the way that I make my ham and cabbage is different than maybe some other people do. A lot of people do it on top of the stove and they fry the cabbage up and they put the ham in there with it. But I found an easier way, and it's so simple, and it doesn't even take any time at all, because you're going to throw this in the oven and you're going to go do other things, and you're going to let your dinner cook for you while you take care of things that really need to get done. So let me show you what goes into this. Meat cabbage. This is a Savoy cabbage. This is my favorite kind of cabbage. You can use whatever cabbage you want. You can use bok choy, you can use traditional green cabbage. This is just a Savoy cabbage or a curly cabbage. I like the way it tastes. So we're going to use that. A large onion that is just going to be sliced thickly, and then an apple that we're going to slice up as well. A half a cup of water, and we're also going to use a packet of ham flavoring. And this is wonderful to have in your cabinet, and it just adds an extra richness to the cabbage. And I'm also using a half a stick of butter that I've cut into slices, and one large ham steak and one baby ham steak. And I wanted to show you, I'm going to go in a second, I'm going to cut up all my veggies, and then I'm going to show you what happens next. But first, I wanted to show you, let me move some of this out of the way, a little trick that I've been using for a while. You can cut your ham steak in half. In this rind, a lot of people don't like that rind, but I found that if you take your vegetable peeler and just run it along the edge, you can hold it and kind of wiggle it back and forth a little, that rind will peel right off, and you don't waste any of that meat that you just paid for. And ta-da, look, all gone. Nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm going to finish up all of my prep. I just wanted to show you the ingredients before I did that. And as soon as I'm done, I'll come back and show you what I do next. Okay, while I was gone, I went ahead and I prepped the cabbage and the onion, you can see. I just cut the cabbage in half, and then I cut it in quarters. I took the core out. I washed the outer leaves, those nice dark curly outer leaves. I washed them, and I sliced those up too. I mixed everything up. I took my onion, I cut that up, I threw that in there. Now, the reason I didn't finish the apple yet is because I wanted to show you something. Ooh, my pan is dirty on the bottom. Okay, let's clean that up. I cut off the top and the bottom of my apple. I ran my vegetable peeler around it, took the thing out. But I want to show you how I take care of my apple. Take the cheeks off of it. This is going to save you a lot of time. Take the cheeks off, and then take those two little sides off. This is all you're going to waste. And put that in your compost. Slice that up. This also makes it a lot easier to slice. You get nice, even, uniform pieces. They're all about the same size. And when you're making a pie, or perhaps you want to make a tarte tatin, this is the perfect way to get nice, even slices without killing yourself or cutting your fingers off. I'm just going to go ahead and cut these in half. These do not have to be perfect. They just need to be smaller. That's all. If you're overthinking it, you're not going to want to cook, so don't worry about that. This apple, I'm just going to sprinkle in here. Mix it in, throw some in under there. When this pan looks really full, I know, but this is going to cook down so much that this cabbage isn't even going to take up half the volume of this pan when it's already done. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ham, which I have over here. Let me move this over here. This is better angle for Rick. And I'm just going to place the ham right on top. Just like this. Just like that. Okay? Then, remember? Oh, I did that wrong. I should have put the butter underneath the ham. See, I screwed up again. Oh, there we go. I am showing my imperfections. Now, dot this with butter, okay? This butter is going to help to flavor the cabbage and the onion. It's going to bring a richness to the dish, and it's going to be delicious. Now, don't put any salt in here. I'm going to take my bouillon that I mixed in with that half a cup of water, I'm just going to pour that right over the top. This cabbage is going to render a lot of its own liquid. And then we put the ham on top. Duh! Noreen, what were you thinking? Okay, I was getting ahead of myself. I apologize. Next thing, what do you think? Next comes the aluminum foil. And this is a brand new box, so it may be challenging. Let's see. There we go. All right. And another piece. Thusly. All right. Put that on your pan. I've got my oven preheated to 325 or 350. My oven runs about 25 degrees hot, so I've got it in between there. I've got my water on to boil. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to throw my noodles in there, and in about a half an hour, this cabbage is going to be done. So, in a half an hour, but a lot less time for you, we're going to come back. I'm going to take this out of the oven, and I'm going to fix you a plate. And I know that you're hungry, and I know this is going to be a delicious dinner. Really good for weeknight, really nice and hearty for the fall. I know it's not fall everywhere, it's not fall here yet, but I'm so ready for autumn, my favorite season of the whole year. So I'll be back soon. Okay, I just pulled my ham and cabbage out of the oven, and this honestly cooked for about 45 minutes. So, depending on how much cabbage you put in here, you definitely want to make sure that you cook it long enough. And it has rendered quite a bit of liquid in the bottom, and this is nicely wilted. You don't want to cook it to death to like where the cabbage turns gray, otherwise it's completely flavorless and disgusting. So keep an eye on it. You can see some of the ham browned off a little, the ones that were touching the top of the foil. So you know what time it is. Let's fix you a plate. I'm gonna get you some of these egg noodles. Nice piece of that delicious ham. And then we'll dig down in there for some of that delicious cabbage. And now when I was growing up, we always mixed the cabbage and the noodles together. Sometimes my mom even cooked them in the same pan. So it's really kind of yummy that way. Now you have a couple options. You can put some caraway seed over that if you want. You can leave it plain, season it the way you like. But I'm going to add a sprinkle of celery seed because that's how I like it. So, here you have it. Ham and cabbage and noodles. A nice hearty dish for fall that's getting ready to be here. And really any time of year. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. So until next time, see ya!